Today's broadcast is brought to you by the character strength self-control. Self-control, the capacity to regulate thoughts, feelings, or behaviors when they conflict with valued goals.
Welcome to PETV News. I'm Emmanuel Rella.
And I'm Elizabeth Maiden. In science class, 3rd grade has been learning about adaptation and how animals survive in their environment. This January, the 3rd graders were able to take a virtual field trip to Antarctica to visit with the penguins. During their Skype session, students were thrilled to see in real time penguins in their environment. Scientist Jean Penny Cook enthusiastically shared her exciting job and showed us how the penguins protect, feed, and care for their young ones in such a harsh climate. It was an incredible experience through the wonders of technology to bring Antarctica to Peru Elementary.
Hi, this is Maddi Mero on the scene with PETV News. I'm here with Miss Allen and Miss Youngjob so you can learn more about Apple Crate. So, what might a student expect to experience at an Apple Crate rehearsal?
Well, Apple Crate is a chorus, so our main focus is singing. We start every rehearsal with warm-ups to help warm up our body and our voice because you always do your best singing when you're warmed up. After we do our warm-ups, we usually work on our whatever music that we are preparing for. And then we usually spend maybe 10 or 15 minutes of time just on one piece, and then we switch to the next piece. Usually in Apple Crate, we sing in 2 parts. So sometimes we divide up, and Miss Allen takes one part to another room, and I keep one part, and we teach each part separately so that when we come back together again, we can create harmony, so notes that sound good together but that are different. Or sometimes we stay together and we work on our music together. And sometimes that's challenging because when your part isn't rehearsing, your job is to wait and think through your part. But you're listening to the notes of everyone else's part, so then you get that stuck in your head. So that's kind of a fun challenge that we experience during our rehearsals. Usually at the end of rehearsal, we try to include some sort of game to either help us practice louder singing or softer singing, which is sometimes really difficult to do beautifully, or sometimes work on our rhythm or watching the conductor or some other kind of musical concept. So all of that goes into one rehearsal. Most often we hope that everyone just has a lot of fun as we go through our hour and a half of all of that.
Nice. What types of performances do you do?
So we actually do many different types of performances throughout the year. We just finished our winter concert, and that happened in January. That was more winter-themed music, but we did do some music that was less winter-themed. We have a few different performances coming up at this spring that we're really excited about. We'll have our normal May concert, which I believe is May 20th, and we will have some music that is 2-part and some music that is 1 part, but we have some fun surprises kind of in mind. We'll also be performing at an upcoming Peru Pride Assembly, so we're really excited about that. And then we have one final performance that we are not ready to reveal yet. It happens in the late spring. It is a surprise, but we are very excited about.
Nice. What is one thing you'd like Peru Elementary to know about the Apple Crate Chorus?
Well, we want students to know that we're looking for more students to come join the fun. We have a lot of fun with the small group that we have right now, but there's a lot of opportunities for other students to participate. And we also want students to know that even if you're in other clubs, if you're in band or orchestra or media club or yearbook, that you can still participate in Apple Crate as well. Our first practice is on February 4th at 7:30 in the Cracker Box. And Mrs. Yontef has more information outside of her classroom if you'd like to look into how to participate in the spring.
So we are with Zoee Corrigan right now. Zoe, what made you join Apple Crate?
Well, last year I did Apple Crate and it was really fun, so I decided to do it this year because I'll be able to do concert this year instead of just doing band.
That's good. So we are with Maddi, Marino now. Do you enjoy Apple Crate?
Yeah, it's because we do a lot of fun songs and You just get to hang out with your friends. So.
Nice. What's the most challenging part?
It's probably when we're singing the songs and Mrs. Yontef tells us to use more air, less air. Yeah.
Any final message you want to share with the students of Peru Elementary?
No, that's probably all.
Thank you. Reporting on the scene for PETV News, this is Maddi Mero, sending it back to the studio. Bye.
In the past couple of weeks, we've had 2 incredible P-set assemblies. On the 11th, the intermediate P-set focused on the character strength self-control. VIP students were treated to our special blue carpet treatment. Mrs. Charlin led everyone in a mindful moment, and our Reading to the Core bookmark winners were recognized. The assembly was combined with our celebration of excellence, and family members who attended saw students receive recognition for their academic achievements. On the 24th, in the primary P-set assembly, P-set certificate winners from September through December were recognized. The Pride Squad superheroes were on hand to help Mrs. Rawson and Mrs. Edwards teach the students the meaning of integrity, and afterwards students were treated to the premiere of the newest Pride Squad video.
Hello, Peru Intermediate. Mrs. DeLong here, your school nurse. Cold and flu season is upon us. Because colds and flu share many of the same symptoms, it can be difficult to tell the difference between them based on symptoms alone. Your doctor can do a special test that can tell you if you have the flu, but this test must be done within the first few days of illness. So let's first talk about the differences between these 2 illnesses. When you have the flu, common symptoms include a fever of 100 degrees or higher for 3 to 4 days. This fever is usually accompanied by chills and severe aches and pains. A headache is moderate, and tiredness is also common with flu. The flu has a rapid onset within 3 to 6 hours. The flu hits hard and includes sudden symptoms of high fever, aches, and pains. A non-productive cough, usually referred to as a dry cough, can be present with flu. But it is not common to have a stuffy nose or sore throat. Severe chest discomfort is also common with flu. If you have a cold, however, fever, chills, and aches and pains are rare. Typical cold symptoms include a stuffy nose, a hacking, mucus-producing cough, sneezing, and sore throat. A headache is fairly uncommon, and tiredness is mild. Cold symptoms tend to develop gradually over a few days. Now that we have reviewed the differences between cold and flu, I'd like to talk about steps that you can take to prevent them. First and foremost is hand washing. Hand washing is the single most effective way to reduce illness. Now, the correct way to wash your hands is to first wet them, then obtain soap. And before rinsing, rub that soap all over your hands, working it into the tops and bottoms of your hands and in between the fingers, while humming to yourself the happy birthday song twice. Then rinse. Remember to dry well to prevent your skin from getting chapped in this dry North Country air. Secondly, try to maintain good hydration. It is recommended that you drink half of your body weight in ounces of water. So for instance, if you weigh 70 pounds, half of 70 is 35. That means you should be drinking 35 ounces of water every day to stay well hydrated. Additionally, good nutrition is important in supporting your body's immune system. Your immune system is what helps fight off illness. Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables to supply your body with the recommended amount of vitamins daily. Lastly, let's not forget about sleep. Kids should get at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night to keep your body and mind healthy. So, if you do experience any cold or flu symptoms and you are not getting better after 2 days, see your doctor. If you are sick, stay home until you're symptom-free for 24 hours. I hope these health care tips have been informative. Mrs. DeLong, your school nurse, signing off.
Hello, Peru Intermediate. This is your Chief Meteorologist, Isaac Hathaway, here to show you the weather for today.
So today we're supposed to have PM snow showers with a high of 27 degrees and a low of 18 degrees. Humidity today will be about 75%, and we will have a southeast wind at around 10 miles per hour. And we could have a chance of precipitation as it is 50%, but it's not completely certain. Now here's my special guest, Kaden Carpenter, with the 5-day forecast.
Well, I'm your former chief meteorologist, Kaden Carpenter, for the Peru Central School District. For your work week, Wednesday we're supposed to have AM showers moving in from the west with a 14 mile per hour wind moving in from that direction with a humidity high of 66%. For Thursday, we're expecting cloudy skies and a 20% chance of precipitation with a west-southwest wind from 12 miles per hour with a humidity of 58%. For your Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 11 degrees and a low of -4, and a 20% chance of precipitation that day with a west-southwest wind from 8 miles per hour. For Saturday and your start of your weekend, partly cloudy with a high of 11 degrees and a 20% chance of precipitation. For Sunday, we are expecting partly cloudy skies with a high of 17 degrees and a low of 7. I am your former chief meteorologist, Kaden Carpenter, for the Peru Central School District. Have a great day.
Now I have my guest here at this time, Kaden Carpenter. So, how did you enjoy doing the weather while you were here in Peru Intermediate?
I thought it was great. It was a great opportunity to boost my personality and get into the science behind the weather.
And I also very much enjoyed it. So, did you enjoy it?
Loved it. And it was like a huge inspiration of mine since I was little to study and do the weather at some type of place. And I ended up doing it here at my school.
All right. So, do you think you'd want to have a career as a meteorologist?
Love to. In fact, I'd love to go to Oswego University for their great meteorologic studies that they have.
All right, well, that's great. Well, me and Kaden are signing off for now. See you next time on PETV News Weather.
I'm Vanessa Laura, and this is the Peru Sports Report. The New York State Wrestling Dual Championships will be held on January 26th. In the NFL, the Rams and the Patriots will meet in Super Bowl 53 next Sunday, February 3rd at 6:30 p.m. In baseball this week, Mariano Rivera became the first player in history to be unanimously voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. In the NBA, the Golden State Warriors beat the Washington Wizards 126-118. The Oklahoma City Thunder outlasted the New Orleans Pelicans 116-122, and the Los Angeles Lakers fell to the Minnesota Timberwolves 120-105.
Well, that's it for today's PETV News.